Hey, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about 3 things you may not know you can do with AI automations. So I shared this workflows in a recent workshop with business owners and marketers, and people absolutely loved it. So I was like, I think I should do a video on it. So hopefully you're going to find it inspiring as well. And you're going to realize how easy it is to build these AI automations without coding. It's just about how do you think about the workflows that you have and then leveraging tools like Zapier to build those automations without having any prior technical skills. So let's walk through these 3 workflows, which you probably didn't know you can do with AI. So the first one, I like to call it my content machine. So I know there's a whole bunch of automations where you can, produce a whole bunch of content, or you can call it AI slop, which a lot of people call it because it's AI generated, but I like to use it in a different way. So here's my workflow. So just a quick overview here first. So all my workflows are built within Zapier. So here I have a Zapier Chrome extension connected with the, web parser by Zapier. So that way we can extract the web page. Then I have a few Anthropic steps, and then we have a formatter by Zapier. So we're just like formatting the content in a structured way and then just adding it to a Google Doc. So here's what's really happening. So let's say, like with AI, things are moving so fast. Like every day there's new models being released. OpenAI competing with Gemini. Every time somebody else releases it, OpenAI has to kind of hog the limelight. They're going to release something else. It's really hard to keep up. And I have to go through a whole bunch of ideas all the time. I basically had to generate a content idea machine. So I work in the AI space. So the example here is specific to AI news, but maybe you're in real estate, you're in finance, you're in services, whatever industry might be. I'm sure there's news breaking. And based on that, sometimes you have content ideas, maybe things you want to share with your audience so you can help them educate and learn. The workflow is going to be the same. Essentially what's happening is that as soon as I come across an article which is about something new, something I think I might want to repurpose into the content or whatnot, all I'm going to do is as I'm reading the article on my computer, I'm just going to go here and go to Zapier Chrome extension. This is where I'm going to find the AI workflow that I've already built, which is just content machine. Here I'm just going to hit send. That's all I'm going to do. So what's going to happen now is, Zapier is going to push that URL into my second step, which is web parser by Zapier. So what's going to do is it's going to extract all the text from that blog post. Now I'm going to go to Anthropic, where I have a prompt where I'm going to turn that sort of content into a Twitter thread. The same way I'm going to turn topic into a video script, into a newsletter blurb, into like LinkedIn posts, and then put it all together, clean it up, maybe add some headers and whatnot. So like format it a little bit using formatter by Zapier, and then add it to a Google Doc. So you don't have to post everything as AI is generating for you, but at least, if you're working with a team, you have a social team or anything, you have all these articles being turned into like content pieces that you can use as inspiration. You have like your first draft, you have the basic blocks, you have some ideation going on. Maybe you can leverage it to generate different scripts, different blog post articles that may be relevant to you. So that's kind of like the angle where we leverage Zapier's Chrome extension to quickly trigger the workflow that's going to send the article through the AI system and generate a whole bunch of ideas however you see relevant. So here, the way I'm generating it is just one example, but I hope it gives you an idea on how you can think about leveraging this sort of AI automation in multiple different ways. So here's my Google Doc based on that article. Here we have some headlines. So here I just have like 3 different script ideas. So, just for a quick inspiration, quick ideation, and maybe I like something and I want to create a video on it right away. Here's an option for those newsletter blurbs. I do have an AI training newsletter, which is free. And sometimes I do include latest news that people should know. By the way, you should subscribe to my newsletter. It's free. You have an option for LinkedIn post. Again, something I've been trying to do more often is to like be a bit more active on LinkedIn. So here I have like 3 different post options, which you can choose from or use as a basic building block. So that's our first automation for like content ideation and from a marketing perspective. So next one is for lead call preparation. So I have a services business where we help businesses implement AI automation solutions. So when people book a call from our website, I need to know who they are, what they might want before I jump on the call. This is going to help me better prepare for the call. Traditionally, what I would do would be to look at their company domain, then I would search their website, see what they do, look them up on LinkedIn, and kind of get a sense of who they are and what their role might be, if they're technical, not technical, if they're going to have influencing in the decision maker or not, are they even qualified as the lead we're getting on the call? After do all the research to prepare for the call, this could take 15, 20, 30, or even an hour for every single call that I have to prepare. But I was like, why can't we just use AI automation to eliminate all that work? So here I have an automation where I'm connecting Calendly to Clay and then to Slack. So what's happening is every time somebody schedules a call on the Calendly, this triggers the automation, and a new record is created for them in Clay. So Clay is basically like a research agent for like GTM teams or sales teams. Basically, it's like a CRM where you can have like a bunch of AI workflows that can enrich the lead. So here, if I just want to show you quickly, if I want to enrich the person, I can like pick all these workflows. So it connects to like a bunch of different tools like Apify, Apollo, Capterra, Clearbit. So it basically connects with all these different tools and does the research for that person or the lead automatically for you and enhances the whole database over here. So basically in this automation, what's happening is as soon as they book a call, we're sending that data to Clay. So we have a new record in Clay. So we can run those workflows within Clay. And then that's why we have a step here for delay. So we just want Clay to have enough time to run all those workflows that are predefined within the Clay CRM. So here I have a delay for 5 minutes. That's enough time for my existing workflows in Clay to run. And then once we have those workflows run, I'm gonna find the same person back and send a Slack message to myself about the summary of everything I need to know about that person. Essentially, what's happening here is that as soon as they book a call, we send all the information to Clay. Clay does all the research about the person and sends a summary to us in Slack. So before the call, instead of me doing all the research manually, so I can just review the Slack message, have a quick summary of the person, what they do. Basically everything that I would have done manually is now done automatically for me that I can review in like 2 minutes before the call, saving me all the time. So this is like my lead call prep workflow. You can call it like speed to lead perhaps. So entrepreneurs love this workflow just because like most of their role actually just involves sales calls. So it helps them prepare for those meetings like in a very fast manner. But I do want to mention that this automation only works as well as Clay works to do the research. So sometimes, it's gonna pull wrong information if like the company domain is missing or different people with similar names or whatnot, and it cannot identify which one's which on LinkedIn as it's kind of doing its workflow automatically. So just so you know, this automation can have false data. So just make sure you do a bit of a sanity check when you do review the person, just to make sure it actually makes sense or not. All right, next one. So this one, I like to call it my AI contract counsel, but it's super useful for anyone who does process a lot of like contracts or forms, anything that involves like reading documents or processing a lot of documents. With my short form content, TikTok, Instagram, I do brand partnerships, and for every brand partnership, I get a contract. I don't like reading contracts because they're boring and very like dense and whatnot, but I have to read them or else I might find myself in a situation where I sign something I actually did not agree to. To get around that hiccup or burden of reading every single document thoroughly every single time, I built this AI workflow where as soon as I get a new contract, AI is gonna review it for some of the things that I'm looking for, and then it's gonna give me a short summary of all the green flags, all the yellow flags, and all the red flags in the contract I should pay attention to. So now, at least when I'm reading the contract, I know some of the things I should really be paying attention to based on all the yellow and red flags that my AI counsel suggested me to. So the first step here is Gmail. So, this could be Gmail, Outlook, or any email client that you use. Second is to filter. So of course, we don't want this automation to run on all the emails. So filter it by certain keywords that are included in the file name, for example, agreement, contract, partnership. Then we're using a PDF to anything converter. So that way we can like take that PDF, turn it into text we can send to ChatGPT or Claude. Turns out within automation, we cannot automatically add a PDF as an attachment. So we have to extract that as a task. Don't worry, there's a full detailed step-by-step video also on the channel about this workflow. So we can put this in the end card or in the description. So if you just want to go through step-by-step later on. Then again, this is like a quick little executable for like Python code, just to kind of extract that text again from the PDF. And now we send that text to ChatGPT. So we connect ChatGPT, and here I have my prompt. I tell AI in terms of like what are the red flags, like what kind of clauses I don't want to sign to. Maybe it's exclusivity, maybe it's like the payment terms, like maybe they want to pay me 60 or 90 days after. That would be a bit of a yellow flag I want to look for. Or anything that's kind of green flag. Maybe they want to pay up front, and that's kind of like cool. This works really well for me. Maybe they want to send me some swag. Again, it's kind of like a bit of a green flag for me that I want to look at. So here I basically tell in my prompt what sort of different things I'm looking for when it should review the contract. And then I get a Slack message with a quick summary right away as soon as I get the contract. So again, this saves me a lot more time every time I have to read a contract, just because I'm kind of getting a quick little like nudge or like a little counsel before even I get to reading the contract, so I know what I'm walking into when I'm reading the contract. So these were the 3 AI automation workflows that we built using Zapier that saves me a lot of time. Like I said before, all the step-by-step tutorials are also on my channel, so go check them out. As always, thanks for watching. If this was useful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, a marketer, or a business owner who will find this useful, and keep subscribing to the channel for more practical videos about AI versus just the hype stuff. See you next time.